Holy fuck. Hi, Terra Nation. Sorry that took so long. So I forgot that Radivania needed an update in order to use the app, essentially. Because every time it does, like, a new major release, you have to update it. So, oops. Anyways, Metroid Prime 2. It's a game. But for real, I think the consensus on Prime 2 is that it's objectively as good as Prime 1. It does things a lot differently from Prime 1, as you will see. It's a lot more Zelda-esque in its progression. And also it's a lot harder, quite frankly. I'm gonna be playing the trilogy version on Prime Hack, because not only do I fuck with Prime Hack's controls, but also, in the trilogy version, there were a lot of fixes to the original Prime 2 that I want to get into as we progress throughout the game, because I do think that there are a few objective flaws in the original version of Prime 2 that make it, for me, just a tad step below Prime 1. But I've heard a lot of those problems that I have with the original Prime 2 did get fixed in the trilogy version. So I will be playing to find out. Anyways, let's just get into this. Best Prime game, maybe? That's what a lot of people say. I know Dan agrees with that as well, because I think Dan's favorite Prime game is also Prime 2. And again, I definitely do not fault anyone who likes Prime 2 more than Prime 1. I also love Prime 2. Like, even though I played the original... I owned Metroid Prime Trilogy as a kid, I never finished Prime 2 on the Trilogy version. I got really far, I remember. I think I got 2 Quadraxis, which, for those who aren't aware, that's like most of the way through the game. But yeah, I just never finished it for whatever reason. And then last year, so it would have been nearly a year ago at this point, I played through pretty much every Metroid game again, essentially. And I played the original GameCube version of Prime 2 with the original GameCube controls. Hold on one second. Okay, I wanted to make sure that Dolphin was routing through Wavelink, because I was like, that is really fucking loud. If the audio balancing sounds weird, just let me know, and I will go into Wavelink and fix it. But yeah, like I was saying, I played through the original GameCube version of Prime 2 with the original GameCube controls, and there were a few problems that I had with it. Mostly just in regard to some of the bosses. Game could be a touch quieter. Is that good? Is that better? It's okay, I bought a Stream Deck for a reason. Let me justify the purchase. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm talking, but also I have a different volume set for hearing audio that's separate from stream. So I have my game audio a bit louder than like what the stream audio is going through as. Alright, I should probably explain what Prime Hack is for those who aren't aware. So basically, it's a mod for the original Prime games, as well as Prime Trilogy, that adds seamless keyboard and mouse controls, as well as some other quality of life improvements. And as far as I'm aware, it is the definitive way to play Prime 2 and Prime 3, and if it weren't for Prime Remaster, I would also say it's the definitive way to play Prime 1. If you're not a fan of Prime Remastered's controls for whatever reason, and I can't think of a reason at all, because if there's one thing Remaster's great at, it's having a lot of different control schemes. But if you don't fuck with it for whatever reason, or you want to play like original Prime for a specific reason, go with Prime Hack as well. But again, I mean, if you're like speedrunning, you'd probably want to play the original Prime without any modifications. Alright, stipulations are the same as last stream. Going for 100%, which means all 119 pickups. I don't really care about scans. Which is a shame, because honestly, I think the lore in Prime 2 is even better than Prime 1, and I quite like the lore in Prime 1 a lot. I guess we should actually get started here. I really like the introduction to Prime 2. It's not the space station like the Super Metroid callback, but I like how you go through this like mysterious area, and as you can see, shit gets pretty fucked. Yeah, and honestly, I forget about the intro that this game has sometimes, because when you're playing a randomizer, you skip through most of the intro, so all of the puzzles in this opening area are done for you, so you can just get in and out super quickly. But I love the tension that this area has. This is our first map station, pretty quick. mean, I guess to be fair, we also did get our first map station in Prime 1 pretty quickly, but that was for a one-time only area. And Talon Overworld doesn't have a map station at all. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be fighting to remember, it's gonna take me a second to remember Prime Hack's control scheme, because it's been a while since I, like, actually played anything on Prime Hack. And yeah, so I think E and R are minus and plus. I don't remember what Z is. But yeah, tab is map. Grave is menu. And then F is missiles. I remember that. I just looked over for a second, was like, why the fuck do I have missiles already? But then I remembered it's because in the introduction area you have equipment. Kind of like Prime 1, before it gets stolen from you. Oh yeah, Samus gets her equipment stolen by some mysterious force. You know, just like every single other Metroid game in existence. Spoilers, I guess. But yeah, this is quite the sight. I love how... Motherfucker, I should probably be paying attention. I love how Prime 2 is... Wait, is the game muted? It shouldn't be. Hold on. Okay, now it's muted because I paused it. Whoops. I didn't mean to jump back to my starting soon screen. Hold on. But yeah, it shouldn't be muted. You can... It was just very quiet. If you need me to turn the game audio back up, I will. Morph ball to get through small areas. Whoops. Didn't mean to pause there. I also have a couple shortcuts. Yeah, controls morph ball. Okay. So I have C for pausing the game, and I also have... I have one other keybind for speeding the game up, although I don't think we're really going to be using it. We go through this tunnel right here, open up scan visor, scan this terminal right here. I also love the, we're not going to be seeing it very often because... Hey Tara, can you stop the stream and fiddle with the audio to my preferences for the next hour? You make a solid case. Cash at me $5 and I mean, I don't mind the keyboard controls at all. It just, I'm trying to remember what they are, because I haven't played anything on Prime Hack for a while. But yeah, like I was saying, I really like this scanned UI compared to Prime 1. We're not going to be seeing very much of it, because again, I'm not going to be scanning very much. But I think this scan system is overall complete net upgrade to Prime 1. Negligible things are in blue, and important things to scan, like things for your logbook or environmental puzzles, are in red. And you also get this little UI here when you scan something that tells you how much of a specific category you filled out. I think the scan interface is the best of the entire trilogy, because I'm not the biggest fan of 3s either. Oh my goodness, I'm stupid. This is what I get for not paying attention. I completely forgot to actually use the bomb slot there. Whoops. Okay, there we go. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a keyboard shortcut for a spring ball. In fact, let me go to my starting screen real quick. Not my starting soon screen. I'm so sorry. My be right back screen. I might be a little stupid, chat. Let me go to controls. Morph ball. I swear there's some kind of spring ball shortcut and have not remember. Okay, it's the alt button. Never mind. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, if I press Alt, okay. That is going to trivialize some puzzles later, but hey, I'll take it. Then again, I don't remember there being any super bad, like, double bomb jumping puzzles like there were in Prime 1. Like, I fucking remember the one inside that Morph Ball tunnel in Magmore Caverns. That might unironically be my least favorite pickup in the entire game without Spring Ball. Because you only have a certain amount of tries to do it without having to reset the entire room. And it can be very frustrating as someone who's not that good with double bomb jumping. Press and hold. Whoops. I'm not paying attention. But yeah, you can use your mouse to aim like any like PC FPS, but you also have like the traditional lock-on, which is what you'll be using majority of the time anyways. But I like that the option is there. I need to remember how to do this. Okay, there it is. I should probably be paying more attention instead of just yapping. Man, I really like the effects on those guys' visors. It's a really cool detail. Also, by the way, one more thing I should know is I am using a texture pack for Prime Trilogy, but honestly, it's kind of hard to notice any real difference. It's mostly just an upscaling thing as far as I'm aware. So here's a room where we can get more ammo if we need it. Not that we really do. Alright, and here we go. Our first introduction to the Dark World. And this is our first pseudo-introduction of Dark Samus. You know, Dark Samus is cool, but I feel like she doesn't really have the best fashion sense, you feel me? Like, the reason the reason the Phazon suit looks so cool was because of the red highlights on the black suit. You know, with the blue lighting, you know, kinda falls a little short for me because of that. I'm just kidding. I think Dark Samus still looks really cool. But you know, I really like the red of the Phazon suit. Also, Dark Samus has some pretty shitty aim. Also, while I'm thinking about it, I just wanted to say, for the record, that even though I am playing on an emulator, I will not be using save states because I hate myself. I mean, for the authentic Prime 2 experience, of course. It's okay. I have played Prime 2 on what is this version's veteran mode because, for those who aren't aware, for the trilogy version, the difficulty got rebalanced to where normal is a more of like the original intended difficulty for Prime 2, while this game's veteran mode is like the original difficulty of Prime 2 as it was in the final game. Yeah, there's a long story about that I will get into at some point. Anyways, I mean, we can just ignore these guys, which I will do actually. I don't know why it's always my instinct to fight everything. We can just run past them. Honestly, even on the original version of Prime 2, the only bosses that I died to, I died once to Spider Guardian, obviously, and I died once to Emperor Ing, and I died once to the final Dark Samus fight. And that's it, I think. I can remember a lot of times where I got really close. Like, the fight with the Boost Guardian was pretty close, and I remember the fight with Alpha Blog being pretty close too. Although I also remember that fight being kind of janky. We'll see if that gets fixed in this version. I'd be very happy if it is. But yeah, Prime 2 is a hard game. Talking, like, original GameCube version here. But it's definitely not, like, Dark Souls hard. Like, it's not the hardest game in the world to get through. And this version is going to be even easier than that. Local save beacon is active. Awesome! I swear to God, if it's literally that Oh, shit, I was about to say... I forgot, I didn't even save there. I kind of just skipped right past it. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, thank you for reminding me that I need to disable hints. Yeah, I think it's under display. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good. I will say, not a big fan of Prime 2's menu. It's not great. It's a pain in the ass to navigate. Prime 1 easily. It looks cool, yeah. I think Prime 1 easily is better. You know, there are some things that don't have to be flashy. And I think the menu is one of them. The temple grounds look so cool. I like how there's just that giant ominous structure in the background. I think that's really cool. Anyways, proceed over here. We can scan this, and then that'll bring over that crate from earlier. And then we can break the block, which acts as a platform to get over here. Don't give me health. Okay, whatever. And then we'll go through our first set of point of no return gates. And these kind of act as a block to our path until we get, I think, power bombs, which is way later in the game. Because the way we're going is the path to get to Sanctuary Fortress later in the game. And they don't want us to come back here for whatever fucking reason. It's kind of a weird design choice, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna blitz my way through this room and just ignore these guys. You know, we got places to be. Then we can shoot these guys from a distance. Heard you mean that turret? Indeed, these games do have impressive lighting. Like, I want to stress again that even in the original GameCube versions, without the upscaling and without the texture packs on a CRT, these games still look fucking phenomenal. Oh wow, I kind of blacked out for a second. I'm surprised we're over here already. All right, we'll get our first cutscene here. I really do like how Prime 2 has more of an overt story compared to Prime 1. Prime 1's story is very much in the background. And the only story you have for most of the game is chase Meta Ridley around. And that's really it until you get to the impact crater. I'm not saying that this game is like super story focused, but like I at least like how it has a story and you actually get to see it play out at certain points. I think this is like the only real cutscene like this in the entire game. I have never seen that cutscene stutter before. Okay. Yeah, this cutscene doesn't upscale, so looking at it compared to the rest of the game is really funny. I guess they lost the original files to it in the transition from GameCube to Trilogy. I don't know actually, but I just think it's funny. But yeah, I think this is the only quote-unquote cutscene like this in the entire game. We get one or two instances... I forgot about the temple. We get multiple instances of talking to NPCs throughout the game, but I think this is the only cutscene like this of its nature. Which, I mean, it's a Metroid game. It doesn't need to be super story-focused, you know. I'm playing a first-person adventure, not a JRPG, but I still think it's cool. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Prime 2 might also be my favorite game in the trilogy from a story perspective. Like, Prime 3 has a much larger focus on story. I feel like that's when the series really started to try and be more like Halo. And I think I don't know, like I don't think Prime 3's story is bad or anything, it's just kind of there. I'm not the biggest fan of Prime 3, in case you couldn't tell, but I'm still deciding on whether or not I even want to play it on stream yet, because the games I'm playing through right now are to get more practice for the eventual Hell Rando and Randomizer series I'm going to be doing. So I'm specifically focusing on the games that are in Randomania right now. So that's Prime... Where am I going? Again, my brain is thinking way farther ahead. I still have to grab the missiles down here. Whoops. Okay, there we go. That's pickup number 1. And I will mark that down in the tracker real quick. And then we're gonna get these guys that spawn in right here. I'm not gonna waste my missiles just yet because we have so few of them. But they're easily taken out by charge beams, so it's not that big of a deal. Wow, these guys are fucking damage sponges in GameCube. And they just get taken out in one hit here. Wow, I'm gonna have the hardest time getting used to the lower difficulty. It's already kind of throwing me off. But yeah, the games I'm focusing on right now are Prime, which we already finished, Prime 2, and then AM2R, Cave Story, Dread, Samus Returns. I don't know what order I'm going to play them in. I've really been wanting to replay Dread, so I'll probably do Dread first. And then AM2R and Cave Story are both very short games, so I can get them done in 1 or 2 sessions. Samus Returns is definitely going to be a commitment. But after that, I'm going to start focusing on randomizers for all 6. I might also do Fusion as well, because Fusion just got added to Randomania. It doesn't have multi-world support yet, and I don't think it's going to for a while, which is why it's not getting added to Hell Rando yet. But believe me, when it does, and it will happen, I will add it to Hell Rando. So then Hell Rando will go from 781 pickups to, I believe, 907. Because Fusion has 126 pickups. Someone feel free to do the math on that. But I believe, if I remember correctly, it's 907. 900. Yeah, 907. My brain is kind of frying. I'm like focused more on my yapping than I am actually playing the game, because I've gone through this intro segment so many times at this point. I feel like I could genuinely do it with my eyes closed. Anyway, let's kill that fucker right there. And now we have finally made it to the base of that ominous structure in the distance. It took way less time than I always feel like it does on a replay. Like, I speed ran through that shit right there. And now we are in the next area, which is, if I can remember what, okay, it's just left click, which is the Great Temple. I struggled to even call it an area because it's just a very small handful of rooms. But yes, we will be coming back here a few times throughout the course of the game, so I'll call it like a sub area. I don't know what to call it. Prime 1... Whoops, I think I just found out what my speed up hotkey is. I like how you can see that there's a missile expansion down there, but we obviously can't grab it just yet without power. I think just regular bombs, but then we need Emerald Translator to get back in, yada yada. I'm thinking way ahead here. But yeah, Prime 1 has 5 major areas throughout the course of the game. And I know there are technically more, but those are sub-areas. Because with the Orphean and Impact Crater, it's technically 7, but you can't even go back to Orphean. And Impact Crater is just like a very small handful of rooms. So let's just say 5 major areas. You got Talon Overworld. This is a mini-boss, by the way, but it's super easy. I cannot wait to just fucking shred it in with this easier difficulty. Because when I played through the GameCube version of Prime 2, I was doing the retro achievement set as well. And there was an achievement for doing this entire mini-boss without taking damage once. And I did it, and it was a pain in the ass. And it was the only boss achievement that I bothered doing. But yeah, if I could do that damageless, I can do this damageless. Or probably not actually, because this guy has, right here, is very janky. Yeah, very janky dodge movement, or at least on GameCube he did. Anyways, I keep getting sidetracked because there's a lot going on right now. But Prime 1, 5 major areas. Talon Overworld. Already done. Okay, see? That's like fucking nothing. Talon Overworld, Chozo Ruins, Magmore Caverns, Findrana Drifts, and Phazon Mines. Prime 2 has 4 major areas. It has the Temple Grounds, Aegon Waste, Torvus Bog, and Sanctuary Fortress. And there's also where we're at right now, the Great Temple. But again, I consider this to be a sub-area. However, you also have the Dark World variants of each area to compensate, so it ends up being more like 8. Can't believe this guy's already dead. Almost dead. I'm not even using my missiles here, this is only Charge Beam. I was so close to doing that damageless, I just had that one hit at the end. What a tragedy. And this is a mystery pickup. It's just a glowing ball of energy. I will add it to the counter though, because it is technically a pickup. System alert. Unknown item acquired. Awesome. Alien technology has bonded to armor systems. Threat scan complete. No negative impact on suit performance. Awesome. So yeah, as you can see, that door shut behind where we just came through, so our only way is forward. Unknown item. Metroid Zero Mission reference. I was gonna say, it would have been really cool if they played like the unknown item jingle from Zero Mission, but now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure these games came out the same year as each other. Which is such an alien thought nowadays, the fact of Metroid games releasing in the same year as each other. Nowadays, we're lucky if we get a Metroid game every, like, 4 years. Anyways, more story stuff. Which I appreciate, because I do think this game has a genuinely good story. It's okay, this is really the only part of the game where it's going to be like an actual centerpiece. As we continue through the game, the story is going to take a major backseat just like it did in Prime. They had like 9 to 10 months to put that sound effect in and they didn't. I know, for shame, Retro. For shame. I'm not going to speed run through this text because, again, most of this story stuff is skipped over in the randomizer, and I do think it's cool. Man, I wonder if maybe I will prefer Prime 2 over Prime 1 by the time that I finish this. I don't know, because now that I'm thinking about it, there are at least a couple things that I like. Imagine Nightbot jump scare. I should probably fine-tune it at some point, but I'm kind of lazy. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Okay, don't do that. Hold on. Thanks, Nightbot. Hold on. Fucking hell. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think you should be good now. Hey, don't look at me. I'm not the one who timed you out. But yeah, this is here, by the way, that we learn what that item actually is. It's the energy transfer module, which allows Samus to gather energy from one side of Aether and bring it to the other. When this session is over, meme, there's actually a really good lore video on Prime 2 that I'm gonna send to you, as I really enjoyed watching it. Yeah, as if we needed even more reason to stop these guys. Like, you know, I don't exactly want to let them do whatever they want here, you know. The fact that they can just do whatever the fuck they want anywhere else, you know. I already have enough reason to just lock in. But yeah, that... Sorry, I'm kind of skimming over the text here. That, we just got the Violet Translator, which, yes, does technically count as our third pickup. Energy fully replenished. Yippee. So we can scan this for a lore scan. I'm not going to. We're working with Google to thwart the evil Bing. Better yet, we are working with moths to fix their lamp. Because that is essentially what we're doing. The Luminauts are just glorified moths, as far as I'm aware. Also, I think it's funny that I know this song more from AM2R than I know this game. I heard it in-game for the first time. I was, like, actually paying attention to the soundtrack. I was like, oh my god, is that the Industrial Complex theme? Where's... Okay, there it is. Sorry, I just had to check my tracker real quick. Oops. Okay. And now we can proceed. Well, first of all, we gotta kill these guys real quick. I mean, there's no real need to. But I think they can do some decent amount of damage if we're not careful. I keep forgetting that we're playing this on the Bork difficulty setting. I would have played this on Veteran, but I do really want to get an idea this playthrough of the in-depth changes compared to GameCube Prime 2. Because honestly, outside of a randomizer, I'm probably never going to play GameCube Prime 2 ever again. And now we are back in the temple grounds. And we're back in an area from earlier. This is the other side of the temple assembly site. This is the temple assembly site. Yeah. That way is industrial site. See, I'm getting to the point of memorizing every Prime 2 room name as well. Because I am very mentally ill. And then this short cutscene where we show these splinters getting possessed. Yes, we get it. Dark Aethers, bad news bears. I feel like it's pretty odd. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a door right here that we can shoot to grab our first energy tank. Yippee! Funny how we're already 4 pickups in and not a single one of them has been a missile expansion. Alright, that's marked down. We can continue back to the industrial site, which is back this way. Shoot these guys right here. Go back through this morph ball tunnel. And then shoot this door open right here. And we can jump down this way and open this violet door right here to start proceeding to the next area in the game, which is the Aegon Waste. I like this very Prime 1-esque view of the area in the distance. Honestly, playing Silksong is so real. I wish I had more time to play it, but I've been very busy with both work and college. Alright, finally, our first missile expansion. This is pickup number 5, I believe. I'll mark that down real quick. Well, I wish you the best of luck. All I've really been hearing about Silksong online, because I'm still trying to avoid spoilers, is that it's hard as shit. I need something to base my personality on. True! So, a fun story about that, actually. I don't know if I said this in the server earlier, but I parked next to a car the other day, and I was with a friend, and they had Hollow Knight bumper stickers on them. So I wrote a note, and I left it on their dashboard that said, "We hope you enjoy Silksong." Of course, I don't know who that car actually belongs to, but I looked the next day, and I saw that the note was gone, so I'm hoping they read it. A lot of Silksong fans on our campus, surprisingly. I guess Hollow Knight fans in general, but Silksong as well. There are a lot of people playing Silksong just in the common area, and I think that's cool. Alright, there's not much that we can do in this room right now, besides just jump up there. First of all, there's a save station that I'm going to grab real quick, because, you know, it never hurts to save. I like the detail that in Prime 2, Samus appears a lot more exhausted in the save animation compared to Prime 1, where she looks more confident. I don't know, like, how different the details are. I'd have to compare it side by side, but I always thought that was a pretty cool detail. This is easy to shoot these plants right here, and then we can shoot this rock with a missile to get over to this platform right here. Ignore those, they're not very important. And then we can shoot this rock right here. Jump up here. Give me resources, thank you. And then we can jump onto the higher edge of this platform. Shoot these right here. And this right here is just going to be a morph ball tunnel. There is a pickup we can get later, but it requires morph ball bombs. So actually, that's not too much later actually, because morph ball bombs is our next major pickup. Anyways, space pirate jump scare, because of course the space pirates are involved with this somehow. Oh my god, they go down in one charge beam hit. Holy shit. Easy. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all of them, because the music changes like it does in Prime 1. I like it still has the space pirate ambience, but... There is a missile expansion that you can get in this room real quick, and I might as well just grab it. If we jump down here, we can go through this and get a missile expansion. That's pickup number 6. And I'm going to mark that down. Okay, easy. And then we'll just go back the other way, because if we continue down that path, we'll be blocked by a bomb slot, which requires morph ball bombs, obviously. So there are a couple more things we want to take care of before then. Jump up this way. Let's take care of these war wasps real quick. I'm glad that no matter which game in the Prime trilogy, or even Hunters, you're playing, War Wasp will never cease to be a complete pain in the ass. Another rock that we can shoot down with the missile. I guess kill this guy real quick. I didn't even mean to shoot that guy, but you know, I'll take it. Break these blocks. I love missiles. Thank you. And then, I think these are shriek bats. These ones are purple. And we jump down this way. This is going to be our first Guardian fight. Well, not quite yet. We gotta fight this regular enemy first. And by that I mean give it 2 charge shots. Excuse me, 3 charge shots. Not even a threat, really. And then it's gonna get possessed. And this is our first Guardian. Super easy fight, nothing to be concerned about. Just shoot its tail a couple times, and then fire a missile into its mouth. Or 2. And then just repeat the cycle. Fun fact about this boss that you can only really take advantage of in a randomizer: when its mouth is open, you can insta-kill it with a power bomb. You know, the more you know. If I can get one more good hit on it, I'd appreciate it. There we go, it's already halfway dead. I don't think I've taken a single hit yet. If I can just get one more good hit on its tail. Alright, we just need to get one more hit on it. Come on. There we go. I didn't even lock on properly, but thankfully that still managed to kill it. Bomb Guardian defeated. Yippee! You know, in case you needed a reminder. Give me health, thank you. And that is going to be pickup number 7. We're so in sync. We're so goated together, twin. Morph ball bomb acquired. Okay, I did update the tracker. Good. I'm trying to be more consistent with that, I swear. Okay. Okay, this is the way forward. I don't want to accidentally backtrack, because there's still one more thing we can grab this way. Yeah, I don't want to accidentally desync the counter again, because I don't want to keep having to double check my tracker and finding out, oh, I forgot to add one item to the counter. Yeah, as we continue this way, activated that bomb slot. We are now in the actual Aegon. Well, I guess that room where we fought Bomb Guardian was Aegon Temple, but this is the Aegon Energy Controller. And if we scan this right here, object analysis complete. This is the access point. Energy transfer. Okay, that's not the item I wanted to scan. There we go. It's this one right here. Luminoth Hollow Projector Online. Yippee! Yes, a portal to Dark Aether is nearby. That is indeed true. Let's look at a Dark Temple. Yep. Basically, this is just giving you guidance into what the major progression cycle of this game will be like. So I'm just going to summarize the text for them. I know, very rude of me to speak over the dead, but we're kind of on a time crunch here. So basically, you have to go into Dark Worlds and find 3 keys to open the Dark Temple, kill the boss of the Dark Temple in order to take the energy from the Dark Energy Controller and bring it back here. I'm priming out what I was... Yeah, I thought you were gonna pop on Prime 1. What the hell? Oh yeah, that's a pickup, by the way. Amber Translator. How can he do that from Beyond the Dead? I don't know. He's just that good. Alright, let me mark that down real quick. If I can find it in my tracker. Okay, there we go. Yippee! Energy fully replenished. Awesome! Alright, I am going to take a quick break to go refill my water bottle, and then when I get back, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup, and then we'll take our first real journey into Dark Aether. I can't wait to see how bad the Dark Aether damage is without the Dark Suits in this version. It's going to be very hype moments in Aura. Terra Nation, I am so back. Okay, so our goal for right now is there are a couple more items that we can get with Morphle Bombs, and then we'll grab those. And then when we get back, we'll go through that room that we got that one missile expansion in, and we'll continue going through it to get to Dark Aether. And then we'll go through there and acquire another major progression item. Not me low-key getting turned around. Okay. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that we actually have Morphle Bombs. We can just go around the outer way this time. I think this should go without saying, but my knowledge on Prime 2 isn't as good as Prime 1. So I am sure, especially later in the game, I will be getting turned around a bit more. Of course, I have 100% of the game before, and I have my item tracker. So I don't think it'll be too bad, but just be aware that I will probably get, like, actually lost at a couple points in the game. Anything good in here? Okay. As we proceed through this Morph Ball tunnel again, there's our first item that we can get with bombs. If we break this block right here, we can go through this orb cannon and get our second energy tank. That is pickup number 9, I believe. And I will mark that down. Mining station access. Okay. I just remembered that with Amber Translator, there was an item in the previous room that we could have gotten, but we'd have to climb the room again, so I'll just get it on the way back. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, we can jump down this way, and then I guess we could scan this door, hypothetically, although it doesn't really lead anywhere. Oh, it's a Morph Ball tunnel. Where does this lead to? Oh, map station. Okay, I'll take it. Wow, you mean my curiosity and sense of exploration actually leads me to something? That's almost like what a Metroidvania is supposed to do, I think. Something like that. Okay. I honestly completely forgot that that room even existed. Yeah, I'm not complaining. Right now, we can jump down this way. And then we will go back up the elevator to Temple Grounds. I guess I can fast forward through this at the very least. This is a long cutscene. Okay, there we go. So our goal right now is... I'm trying to think here. First of all, there's an item in Great Temple. Let's get that first. And then we can proceed back through here, because there's an item we can get in Hive Chamber A, as well as Hive Chamber B. And then we can circle back through here, and then get back to Aeon Ways. I think that's how I'm gonna proceed. I love backtracking. Where's Hype Chamber A and B? I don't know. You'll have to ask the Splinters. You need to tell them to lock the fuck in. Yeah, so our goal is back through this upper pathway right here, because we're trying to get back to the Temple Assembly site. Back through this Morph Ball tunnel. I could do this blindfolded at this point, because we're going to be passing through this way many, many times throughout the course of the game. And then, yeah, we can just go through this door right here. And then, yeah, we can just fast forward through this elevator. Easy. Okay. Thank you for the pickups, even though I don't really need them. Yeah, so the pickup is in this room. Let's kill the life fires real quick. That's what I think their name is. Easy. Okay. And yeah, there's a morph ball tunnel right here that we can get through. Hold on one second. I just realized that I don't think I updated the counter earlier. Let me just double check real quick. Or did I? Hey, Meme, if you were paying attention, when I got that energy tank earlier in, the morph ball tunnel, did I update the counter for that? I don't know why I thought I didn't, because the counter is coming back as correct. I guess I can just check the VOD real quick. Hold on one second. Boy, do I love doing this. The consequences of being thorough. Okay, so I did count it, and I'm just paranoid. Okay. Whoops. Okay, missile expansion acquired. That's pickup 10. Okay. At least I can't say that I've been neglecting the counter. That was just my paranoia kicking in. Alright, now we can proceed back the way we came, which is this way. Does my tracker not have a total item counter? Not that I'm aware, only in multi-world, because I'm using Randovania's like map tracker. Well, I'm not really using the map part of the map tracker, but it also just has like a generic item tracker that I'm using. Oops. Forgot I should be fast forwarding through this. Okay. So now we will proceed back to the industrial. That's what the room's called, right? Yeah, the industrial site. Okay. See, I remember room names. I'm smart. Go back through this morph ball tunnel, what feels like the 80th time, and we're only an hour into the game. Awesome. Jump down this way. And now that we have Violet Translator, could have done this earlier, but we can just scan these doors right here to create a shortcut back to the ship. Actually, I was gonna say that we don't really have a reason to go back to the ship because we're perfectly fine on resources, but I just realized we haven't saved in a while, and I'm not using save state, so I should be careful in that regard. Do I want to save? Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now I'll kind of proceed through the introduction area again. I don't think the enemies respawn, so it'll be pretty easy to get through. I will just jump down this hole again right here. I like how the exact same cutscene replays itself. But after we defeat Bomb Guardian, and yes, I do know for a fact that's what causes this mini-boss to trigger, there will be a mini-boss that spawns right here. Super easy to take out though, and I bet it's probably even easier in this version with the Bork difficulty. Again, I'm not even using missiles for this, I'm just using Charge Beam. Wow, I am shredding through this fucker's health. This feels disgusting. Easy, okay. Okay, interesting detail. That is not the Prime 2 missile expansion icon. Or, not icon, but like the model. Or did I say... That is not... let me try this again because I'm having a fucking moment. That is not the Prime 2 missile expansion model. That is actually the Prime 1 model. And I think this is the only pickup in the game like that. So, fun fact, for those who didn't know, that is pickup number 11. I'll mark that down real quick. And then we have one more pickup that we can grab. Whoops, going the wrong way here. Even when I'm not low on resources, I still have the urge to break the boxes for some reason. Okay, I guess the enemies here do respawn, never mind. My bad, gang. Is that the only one? Okay. I guess I'm not complaining. Okay. This is the room for the second pickup. We can just bomb open this tunnel right here. Go through this tunnel and get missile expansion. I think that's missile expansion number 5. Yeah, we start raking in these things very quickly. It's crazy. But yep, that is pickup number 12. Mark that down real quick. Okay. Alright, we are caught up again. Our goal now is to head back to Aegon. If the controls want to cooperate with me, please. Thank you. Okay, yeah, the enemies in here do respawn. And we can just damage boost through. Easy, okay. And thankfully, the door to Aegon is just right here, so we didn't have to travel very far. And then take the elevator back down here. Unfortunately, we do have to take the long way back up this room again. You can see that there are these platforms right there. Unfortunately, we can't really utilize those until we get Space Jump Boots, which thankfully is our next progression item. Very nice of the game to give us Space Jump Boots earlier than in Prime 1. And they don't even make us backtrack across the entire map to grab it this time. Thank you, Retro. One thing I do want to point out about Prime 2 is that the backtracking, the community consensus on it is that the backtracking is much less forced. I don't know if that's the proper term to describe it. It's much less egregious compared to Prime 1. Because Prime 1 might be one of my favorite games of all time, but even I'm willing to point out that the backtracking does get kind of bad in certain specific instances. But yeah, every person I've ever talked to says that the backtracking is much better in Prime 2 compared to Prime 1. Funnily enough, the first ever review I ever watched of Prime 2 was Johnny's. Now, keep in mind, this was his SGB review from, like, it had to have been, like, 2010, so I'm sure his opinions have changed on this, but he said that the backtracking was much, much worse, and I'm like, that is the only person in my entire life that I have seen say that. There are 2 cages backtracking. The rest of the game is just backtrack with an area. Do you care to point out what those instances are? Because the only example I can think of is Seeker Missile, where you have to go back from, I think, Torvis Bog to Temple Grounds to get it. Oh yeah, you can open this gate right here. This is an item I meant to pick up initially after Morph Ball Bombs. But yeah, as you can see, it's a different missile expansion texture compared to the Prime 1 model. I'm sure you guys already picked up on that. That is pickup number 13. We have to backtrack between areas like you're in Sanctuary Fortress and the game is just like, lol, turn around and go back to Torvis. The thing about that is, I know there is a way to get to Torvis from Sanctuary Fortress, so at least you're not having to go back through, like, Temple Grounds, or, you know, something like Magmore Caverns. So at least the game is better in that regard. And that's Power Bomb, right? If I'm remembering correctly. Because I don't know why. My brain is telling me... I don't know where I'm going. I should be going back to Aegon Temple. I should be jumping back down here. Letting my muscle memory take over is not the best idea right now. I don't know why my brain keeps telling me that you pick up power bombs in Sanctuary Fortress. You don't. I'm pretty sure it's the dark version of the room that you fight Alpha Blog in. It's in, like, the bottom part of the Torvis Catacombs, right? I think I'm remembering that correctly. Like I said, my knowledge of... Okay, I am remembering that correctly. Like I said, my knowledge of Prime 2, not as good as Prime 1. Or any other game in this series, for that matter. Okay, I should probably actually start killing these guys. Okay, fun fact. These Dark Space Pirates, at least in the original, do fuck shit tons of damage. Like, it's actually insane. And keep in mind, in a randomizer setting, I usually get to this room with maybe 1 energy tank if I'm lucky, so these guys are scary. Okay, much, much better. In fact, I think that fully healed me. Or, okay, not quite fully, but okay. Yeah, usually that usually takes almost my whole health bar. It usually does like 60 to 80 damage. It's kind of crazy. Why am I trying to scan it? I know there's a puzzle in here. Again, me bomb jumping knowing that I have Spring Ball. Oh, Terra makes never change. But yeah, there's a very simple puzzle in this room. It's really not that difficult. You just go along this morph ball track, and then you just bomb these right here. Kill these war wasps before they become too much of a problem, okay? And then that's the second bombable object right there. Waiter, more war wasps, please. Awesome, okay. Man, I could not wait to use Spring Ball in the Spider Guardian fight. I don't know what the fuck just happened there, but okay, at least that worked. At least I didn't have to go back on that Morph Ball track again. That was weird. Okay. Go off, King. I'm still in Morph Ball, just chilling there. That's funny. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. Yeah, just out of curiosity, can I scan this? Object scan complete. Target is in a state of dimensional flux. Yeah. Yeah, I really like the mechanic where some objects you have to interact with in one dimension to affect the other. I like when games do that. I know. Oh, wow, that just fucking flashbanged me. Okay. Wow. I always like when games do that. Yeah, I never finished Guacamelee, but I know it has a mechanic similar to that too. Should probably play that game again at some point. I am just like fully in my Metroidvania era. Dark, ominous cloud. I think that's fair, because I can only think of a couple instances in the game where it's utilized. Like, there's the bomb slot that we just scanned. I also know in Torvus Bog, there's a case where you have to move a bridge. I can't think of any example other than that, to be honest. So yeah, a Dark Aether's atmosphere does damage. How much damage? Well, without Dark Suit in a GameCube Prime, a lot. Let's see how much damage it does here. Okay, it's still quite a lot. Okay, so we still gotta be careful. Not that that surprises me, but still. It's okay. I have 2 energy tanks here. Again, I'm already used to randomizers in the GameCube version where you have to do this area with, like, again, maybe 1 energy tank if you're lucky. It is, quite cruel. But yeah, there's that bomb slot from earlier. And it moves that gate. Yippee. So yeah, I think this should go without saying, but I'm gonna try and do these areas quickly, because until I get Dark Suit, I do not want to be in these areas any longer than I absolutely have to. Give me health. No, fuck you. Okay. Thankfully, we can stand in these as long as we want. And even though these vanish after a certain amount of time, you can just shoot it again, even while it's still active, to reset the timer. And there is a save station right here that I'm going to use. Yippee. Okay. As we continue along this way, we're going to get into our first Ing Warrior fight, which is just right up here. These are also kind of sort of damage sponges, but I have faith that in this version of the game, they're going to be a lot easier to deal with. But also still shoot them while they're in their blob state. Rude. Symbiotic possession attempt failed. Did I just fucking kill it? And it's blob. Okay, that was surprisingly easy, and I'm not complaining. Okay, so our goal, I think, is to get up there. Yeah, that door needs Dark Beam to open. Okay. And my goal is just to get through these rooms quickly. Try and refill our health for a second here. Alright, let's go for it. If the game is feeling generous, it'll give me health drops here. Thank you. Take it. Okay. I'll just walk with this little guy here. I know what this guy's doing in Dark Ether so unscathed, but, you know, good on him. Alright, we're almost there. Give me health, thank you. See, thankfully this isn't doing a lot of damage. This is similar to that pickup from earlier, but we do need Spider Ball. Alright guys, I know there's a speedrunning trick, a speedrunning trick where you can infinite bomb jump. I don't think it's in the trilogy version, and I never learned how to do it in this game or Prime 1. So, not much we can do about it right now, unfortunately. Shoot these right here. Get nothing. Awesome. And then, this is going to be our second Guardian. And unlike Bomb Guardian, this one, you actually have to put a little bit of thought into. Crazy, I know. This is the Jump Guardian. Whoops. This is just like an Ing Warrior, but it can jump. Crazy, I know. It's crazy that I haven't even really been using missiles for combat. I've just been using Charge Beam. I should probably change that. Because honestly, I feel like missiles don't do that much damage. And Charge Beam charges pretty quickly. I don't know. I mean, now that we have missiles to spare, I guess the damage output that we're getting isn't that bad. I will say, this boss definitely benefits from having Prime Hack controls, because you can aim very quickly. Imagine with the GameCube controller, you'd have to hold R and look up. Like, no thank you. This is a lot more enjoyable. One of many reasons I say Prime Hack is definitely the definitive way to play this game. I mean, Prime 3, I guess you can make an argument if you just really love using the Wii Remote, but the trilogy version of Prime Hack is just the definitive way to play this game, and I think it's genuinely no contest. Unless, I guess again, if you just really love the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, but wow, the boss is already dead. Holy shit. Jump Guardian defeated. Again, in case you just weren't sure. Give me the pickups. Thank you. If you guys want to drop more missiles for me, I would greatly appreciate that. No? Okay, dicks. That's pickup number 14. And now we have Space Jump Boots. Yippee! Okay, yippee. Now we have to focus on getting back. Save station. Oh, never mind. I don't know why I thought that was the save station. This door just goes back to the portal site. I know there is a save station in that room, but it requires Dark Beam, I believe, to open, which is kind of mean, but go off. If any of you guys want to drop health, thank you. I could really use that. Health, thank you. Oh, the game is feeling more generous than usual, and I appreciate it. Missiles. Okay, easy. Awesome. And then we can just scan this right here. And then this will take us back to regular, non-dark aether. I guess I can fast forward through that too. Okay. Okay, easy. And now we can go through this way now that we open the gate. What's this room? Transport center? Oh. And yeah, we can spring ball in here, get that bomb slot. And that is pickup number 15, I believe. Okay. And I think there was a pickup that we could have gotten in Dark Aether, but it's just an Aeon key. And we're going to have to go back into Dark Aether at some point. So I will just get it on my next pass, because I don't really want to go back in there. But I'm sorry for not being 100% optimized. This is only my second 100% playthrough of Prime 2. It will happen again, probably. I'm just going to save here real quick. And there, I believe, well, I know for a fact there's one pickup in Assembly Site we can get. And I know it's saying there are 2 items in the Temple Grounds we can get, but one of them we have to go through Dynamo Chamber. And I'm pretty sure Dynamo Chamber is a one-way until Power Bombs. So I don't know how confident I am in the tracker, but I guess we're going to find out. Let's fast forward through this real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dynamo Chamber is a one-way for now, and it will be until way later in the game. Thankfully, now that we have Space Jump, a lot of these rooms are going to get a lot easier to travel through. I know, act surprised. It's like a double jump is pretty much universally helpful in any game ever. Whoops. Alright, so the first item we can get is in here. Or only item, depending on if my theory is correct. Yeah, I'll just get a running start, and we can double jump up this ledge right here. And then we can just morph ball over to this tunnel right here. And for our troubles, we get a missile expansion. Act surprised. And now, yeah, this room right here is Dynamo Chamber. So I guess we're gonna find out if I can get through or not. Answer is no. And you can't bomb them. Or wait. Oh, I forgot about this. You can double jump up here and go up this tunnel. Okay, never mind. Silly me. But I know for a fact that the gates in Trooper Security Station we definitely cannot get through. Okay. Silly me, not knowing every single little detail about a game I have only 100%ed one time. Yeah, that is another missile expansion. That is pickup number 17. Disgraceful. I agree. I am a fake Metroid fan. For those who are playing this game for their first playthrough, there's also a Keybearer corpse up there, but I'm gonna ignore it because it literally impacts nothing. These guys can fuck off, I'd appreciate it, thank you. And now, act surprised, we're gonna go back to Aegon Ways. I know there's a bit of backtracking, but at least we're getting through it pretty quickly, like 2 pickups, and it did not take very long at all. Yeah, we just go back down this way, kill these Warwasps, because, not even because they're in the way, it's because I don't like them, period. They're fucking annoying. That tunnel through there. And now we're going to take the elevator back down to Aegon for like, I think this is the 3rd time now. I'm making progress, I swear. Easy, okay. Now, like I said, we can get through this room much faster now. What I want to see if I can get through the higher portion of the save station. Yeah, can I just morph ball through that tunnel? I'm curious, now I want to find out. Let's forward through this. Thank you. Go through the morph ball tunnel. Well, I guess to be fair, if you tried to come in here sooner, that gate would have blocked you. The gate that we had to activate with the bomb slot. Okay. I was like, if you get into Portal Terminal early, that would be weird. But yeah, no. This gate would have been here blocking the way if we tried to come in here earlier. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run in, grab that Dark Aegon key, and get out so I can stop thinking about it. Because I don't want to be like, wow, I'm missing a key. I wonder where it could be. And realize it's the one we could have gotten, like, right at the beginning, essentially. My apologies for being a fake Metroid fan, guys. It will happen again. Okay. Back in Dark Aether. And yeah, I think the only way stopping us from going that way earlier was presumably just space jump boots. Yeah, because, yeah, this is definitely a ledge you have to space jump up. Okay. Nothing to worry about then, really. You really do have to do a lot of that room just, like, in one pass. Oops. Give me health, give me health, give me health, thank you. I definitely just wasted... I'm wasting time in this room. Fuck. Oopsies. That was very poorly done. And again, if these guys wanted to give me health, I would really appreciate it. Thankfully, the game is feeling very generous about health pickups today, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Now I can go back up this way. Shoot this. Jump up here. Space jump up here. And then... Okay. And then unlock this door right here. And then, this isn't a very noteworthy room, so I don't have a lot to say about it. Okay. Aegon Temple. Like the Luminoth earlier was saying, 3 keys. We don't have any of them just yet, but... Yes, eventually we will be able to do something in this room. But as we go over this way, there is actually something we can do in this section real quick. Open this door right here. And for our troubles we get... That was a cool sound effect. I've never really paid attention to that before. That is our 18th pickup. And I will mark that down to the list. Yippee. Okay. Key acquired. Thank you for the achievement. Even though I really didn't need it. Alright, that's all that we can do for cleanup. Time to make some actual progression. Again, yes, I know I could have gotten this pickup immediately after getting Space Jump Boots. My bad. It's whatever. Yeah, we can go around this way to get to that save room. But again, we need Dark Beam to open it, unfortunately. So there's nothing we can do there for now. Give me pickups. Thank you. It's because I went 2 rooms that the blade pods respawned. Very nice of them. I do love me some free health. Alright, and then let's just try and get through this room quickly again. Thank you. Again, Dark World without any kind of damage mitigation is very stressful. So I don't want to be coming through here. Or spending too much time in here. Because the damage does eat away at you, as you can see, pretty quickly. Thankfully, we won't have to go too much longer in the game without Dark Suit. I think it's only a couple progression items away. Because our next progression item is Dark Beam, and then Light Beam, and then Dark Suit. So we won't have to spend too much longer in the game without it. Thank God. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. Whoops. Didn't mean to activate Morph Ball there. Okay. Can I not just fast forward through this? Or skip what I mean? I know I can fast forward through it. I'm so used to Randovania where I can just skip cutscenes. Okay, awesome. Guess we'll have to kill these space pirates again, but whatever. Alright, enough procrastinating. Let's go make some actual progression. I was gonna say I'm going the wrong way, but I'm not, actually. Because I thought I wanted to go through the door that leads to the save state, but then I was like, no, that would be a longer path, actually. So no, I am indeed going the right way. Rare muscle memory W for this game, specifically. Let's hit this box real quick. Double jump, or not even double jump, just single jump up here. I should probably kill these guys before I jumped up here. Yeah, that was a very stupid decision. Okay, I kind of deserved that. I don't know why I thought that was gonna do anything there. Fuck off! Thank you. But yeah, we can jump over this way. And now that we have space jump boots, we can double jump up here. And we can proceed up here and scan this right here. And that'll open this gate, allowing us to go up this way. And this will take us to the next major section of Aegon Ways. There are some space pirates in this room, but thankfully there are some canisters of Phazon, so we can just do this. It fucking vaporized. Whatever. I don't mind. If I don't have to deal with them, I'm certainly not complaining. In this room, we'll have a few space pirates to deal with, but they're not that bad. Especially in the Borg difficulty version. I keep acting like, wow, Metroid Prime 2's difficulty in the trilogy is so easy so far. Like I'm pretending that Metroid Prime also wasn't very easy until like 4/5 in. Because I'm gonna be honest, maybe it's because I've played the game so many times, but Metroid Prime is not that challenging of a game if you're even trying to collect pickups until you get to Phazon Mines. Then the game actually starts picking up a bit. But until then, it's a very comfortable ride. Alright, now we have these turrets to deal with. We can use the all too familiar Charge Beam Missile combo. Sorry, I guess it'll have to be Charge Beam and 2 missiles. Easy, okay. Alright, that's all of them taken care of. This is... okay. I'm just trying to refamiliarize myself with these room names. Yeah, we can break through these down here to get access to this lower part because, as you can see, both quote-unquote normal entrances to this room are blocked off by beam doors that we don't have access to yet. Whoops. I have to be a little careful down here because there are electrical panels that will deal damage to... whoops. I don't know why, I always think this little side tunnel is a little further down, but nope, it's right here. There is a pickup we can get right through here. Let's pick up number 19. Yet another missile expansion. Act surprised. Easy. Okay. Just have a couple more to deal with here. I think that was the last one. Okay. We'll have a few more space pirates in here, obviously. Again, space pirates are a lot easier to deal with in this version, so just one charge beam takes them out. Is there another one up here? There's one up here, it's saying. Okay. Scan this right here. Elevator unit online. Let's get charge beam shot ready. Where are the other space pirates? There you are. Okay. Speak of the devil. Now get a charge shot to the face. Okay, that was easy. Okay. Oh shit, they're shooting through the glass. Easy, okay. I guess if they can shoot through the glass, so can I. Dark Samus jump scare. And then this requires, I think, Dark Beam to open. We don't have that yet, obviously. Shoot through this door. And then we can scan this terminal right here to open the gate. Okay, now that we got that gate taken care of, we can start proceeding through this section for real. Thankfully, I don't think more space pirates spawn in here. Okay. Yeah, just jump down here and open this door. Whoops. Easy. Get through these lasers. Or speedrun them if you're a true gamer like me. Yeah, these guys don't even try to fight you, which I think is kind of funny. But I think more space pirates do spawn in this room, so I'm gonna try and be a little careful. Oops. If you could not do that, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, and this is our first room with Metroids in it. Thankfully, they're not going to attack us just yet, but something to keep in mind, because when we get to the dark version of this little sub-area, I think they will start attacking us. There's a very specific scan in this room that I want to read out, because I remember it, I ran into it in a randomizer. I just thought it was so funny. I just wanted to share it on Twitter. Bioscan complete. Metroid subject is suffering from food poisoning. It has ingested several pet treats and space pirate rations. These do not agree with its digestive system. I just thought that skin was really funny. And again, you can completely miss it too. Aw, you think you can break out? That's adorable. But no. Oh shit, hi. Turret jump scare. Thank you. Activate this bomb slot real quick. And that will take us to this next room right here. Alright. And now we have our first instance of jetpack troopers. They certainly do appear way earlier in the game than they did in Prime 1. It took all the way until like halfway through Phendrana for them to appear for the first time. Well, I guess there's the one in the frigate crash site, but I don't think they even try to attack you. They just fly away. They're just there for you to get the scan of them early if you really want it. Yeah, there's a puzzle in this room that's thankfully not too hard to deal with. But first of all, let's start by scanning this panel right here. And that'll lift those platforms up right here. And then on the opposite side of this room are terminals to raise and scan the platforms. Obviously, we want to get to the door, but there is an energy tank on the opposite side that, of course, we want to pick up first. Oops. Okay, so that side is raised. This is lower. Okay. Again, not a super complicated puzzle. You just have to order the platforms in such a way that you can space jump up them. Okay. See, easy. We already got the first part done. You can double jump up here. And we can grab pickup number 20, which is our third energy tank. Which is awesome. I love health. Okay. And now we have to jump back down here and do basically the exact same thing, but for the opposite side. We don't have to do anything here because the platforms are already the way we want them. But we just have to like lower this one 2 times. Easy, okay. Again, not a very complicated puzzle. And it's basically a free energy tank if you see it up there. Because obviously, if you know how to get the platforms down to get the door open, you know how to lower the platforms to get to the energy tank side. Nothing in there, unfortunately. There's this little morph ball tunnel puzzle right here. Just gotta break these laser barriers. Just time it so you don't get fucking smacked by these lasers here. I say as I get smacked by these lasers here. Again, do as I say, not as I do, chat. I mean, I probably could damage boost through this room if I really wanted to. They do not do that much damage. Okay, easy. Not a complicated room whatsoever. There's a save room right here that we can grab real quick. Awesome. Okay. Then we can proceed through this way. I can never remember if this needs missiles or bombs. I mean, we might as well not waste missiles if we can help it. Okay. Pretty sure it's bombs. Okay, never mind. It is missiles. Whoops. Look at me misremembering. Silly me. And now we are in this room right here. And obviously, can't open this door. Can't go through this gate right here. So our only option is to drop down. What happens if we drop down? Well... Hi, Dark Samus. Big fan. And this is our first Dark Samus fight. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the Dark Samus fights. I think they're just kind of okay. Aura farming goes crazy. True. Of course, we're in the Bork difficulty version, so hopefully this won't take as long. But yeah, Dark Samus just likes to go all over the fucking place. It's a little annoying. You know, it's whatever. You know, obviously I really don't want to spam just the normal power shot if I can help it. Oops. Aura farming so powerful causes the game to stutter. Okay, let's get out of the way for this. She's gonna try and do this, like, screw attack type attack again. Fuck. I will say, this phase is kind of annoying, because you only have a certain window to attack her. And again, your just normal shot does piss all for damage. There she go. Whoops. Fuck! Okay. You can not do that, I'd appreciate it. Fuck outta here! Fuck. She will not keep spamming. She will not stop spamming this fucking attack. There we go. Okay, holy shit. Dark Samus defeated. Yippee. Thank God. Wow, I can't believe we defeated Dark Samus that quickly. It sure would be a surprise if there were like 3 more of them in this game specifically. Alright, now we can go up this elevator. And now we will be on the other side of that gate. Open the door and we get pickup number 21? 21, I think. And this is the Dark Beam. Yippee! Storyboard package unlocked for purchase. I am not familiar with Prime Trilogy, so I don't really know what that means. Okay, awesome. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, Prime Hack, you just use the 1 through, I think, 4 keys to switch beams. I have an MMO mouse, so I can just click the button on my mouse, and that makes the process easier. Yippee. We're gonna drop dark ammo for me. Awesome. I'm gonna try and not use Dark Beam as much until we get Light Beam, which is our next progression item, thankfully. Because the way to get Metroid Prime Trilogy is tokens you get for finishing stuff. Cool, I guess. And the way you get ammo for 1 beam is by defeating enemies with the opposite beam. And we don't have the opposite beam yet, so the only way we can recharge ammo right now is that the game feels generous with pickups. I think if you shoot the ammo, or if you shoot a box, like those crates, with the beam, I think you get ammo for it. Or you can go back to your gunship and save. That's an option as well. Trying to figure out where I'm going next. Okay. Then the goal is there's an energy tank and mine shaft that we can get. It's Security Station B. Okay. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay. Open this door. Open this door. I keep switching back to power beam, thinking I'm done with dark, but nope. Oh, I don't want that. Okay, never mind. Never thought I'd see the day where I'm going for a minimum % logbook, but yet here we are. Okay. Okay, let's go get the item in storage B real quick while I'm here. Again, let's just power through these rooms real quick. Hi, turrets. Big fan. Damageless through the laser room again because I'm just not good at the game. Okay. I lied earlier. Now the Metroids are going. Fuck out of here. Fucking dick. Okay. Yeah, we don't have Ice Beam or any kind of freezing effect just yet, so we just gotta power through these fuckers. Okay. I kind of find it funny that the Prime Trilogy has, like, the easiest Metroids to defeat in the entire series. Like, in the 2D games, the Metroids are a threat. They are a menace. And they are a fucking pain in the ass unless you are like locked in, ready to deal with them. And in the Prime trilogy, they're kind of just there. I guess they also have like different variations of them that are more annoying to deal with. Vision Metroids. Vision Metroids. Fuck those guys. Yeah, like those. Anyway, pick up 22 by the way. More missile expansions. Yippee. Okay. 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 Yeah, and then let's go back to... Let's go back here, and there's a door that we can open with Dark Beam. And there's, I believe, an energy tank in there. Okay, I'm going the right way. Just wanted to make sure. You know, you can never be too careful. Hi guys. I'm not even gonna bother dealing with the turrets this time, I don't really care. Because I think when you collect an energy tank, it just instantly refills your health, right? Okay, I'm just trying to get through this room quickly. But yeah, it's the normal way to get through this room, besides going down there through the tunnel. Oops. I think the space pirates reset in this room. Or not. I'll take it, I guess. Easy. Okay. Now we can proceed over here, and this will take us back to that big room from earlier. We can go right, cross over this makeshift bridge, and then this will take us back to Aegon Temple. Rude. Okay. And then, yeah, I keep forgetting I don't have to go through the center anymore. I can just go over here and then open this door with Dark Beam. This is the room that we got the Dark Aegon key in earlier. But in this room, we can get energy tank. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words again. This is another double bomb jumping puzzle, but act surprised with Spring Ball, it very much trivializes it. It's not that hard to get through. I have also gone through this room more times than I can count. Whoops. Just jump up here, hold left, pick up number 23. Awesome. And that is once again Aegon cleaned up. I am surprised. We're only on our first session, and we already have 4 energy tanks. So that's like almost a third of them just in the first session. I mean, I'm not complaining. If there's any game in this series that I want a lot of health immediately in, it's definitely Prime 2. I just think it's a little funny. Like, they knew how hard this game is, at least the original GameCube version, so they wanted you to be prepared for it. Alright, let's get back through the Shriekback Tunnel here. You guys could kindly fuck off. I mean, I shouldn't be mean to them. These ones are grape flavored after all. Break open these boxes real quick. And then I think that's going to be it for today's session. We got 1, 2, not me just like trying to count basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I can't fucking count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 progression items. At least I think it's 6. Missiles, Violet Translator, because yes, translators are progression items. Missiles, Violet Translator, Morph Ball Bombs, Space Jump Boots, Amber Translator, and Dark Beam. Yeah, so 6 major progression items. I think that is a really good start to our first session. And we also got a lot of miscellaneous pickups as well. Like, we got a lot of missile expansions, and we got 4 energy tanks. I am certainly not complaining. Next time, we are going to make yet another trip back into Dark Aether, because I didn't show it off. But now that we have Dark Beam, there was a portal in the command center that we can activate with Dark Beam, because the portal that we initially used to get into Dark Aegon, that's the only portal of its kind. Now that we're starting to collect the Dark and Light Beams. Sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over my words here. Now that we're starting to collect the beams, those are how we're going to open portals. So, next session, we're going to go through that portal, and we're going to pick up the remaining Dark Aegon keys, do a little bit of Dark Aegon cleanup, and then hopefully fight the first temple boss, and then who knows, if we're really locked in, maybe we can even make it to Torvis next session. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. I'll try and stream it again tomorrow if I'm not like super fucking behind on homework, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, let's find out who we're raiding. Let's see, who's streaming right now? Yeah, let's raid Yams. I haven't raided Yams in a while. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining. I have a feeling we're going to have a great session tomorrow if I do end up streaming tomorrow. And yeah, get out of my house.